ask you the black rulers what's
All
up
right.
till you have truth. It's Hotep Luya, that's humor. I'm past the rumors, I'm past the human. The body is trash, a bad computer, a ghost with massive tumors. Can't threaten a nigga like me with death, I'd be glad to do it. And sprinkle my ashes on my mad computer. And rap into it while blast the future. And say that's the future. That's the future. The year is 5,625. Niggas is clapping and stomping in church, waiting for Jesus to come back alive. Niggas is still waiting on ET to come out the sky, stop all these crimes. Mentally ill and out of their mind. Niggas is still waiting for Flint to get some supplies. Niggas is still like, damn, I was just talking to so and so the other day. How did they die? Why? Niggas is still waiting for politicians to admit that they lied. Since we all comrades, some niggas really locked up in them contracts. You accepted as generous. Just cause the man let his boot off your neck just a little bit. If that shit was threatening, you wouldn't know that it did exist. They would've hid that shit from you like all of your history. They brought Bill Nye back from the dead just to get at me. They sent so many agents my way, I could start an agency. It's all about branding, all about branding. Feel like a fraternity. Niggas wanna brand me, niggas want Grammys, niggas want families, niggas think I'm crazy. I don't want a damn thing. What the fuck's the manual? They can understand me. They can understand me. All this shit must go, all this shit is trash. They don't feel like playing.
All right, I'm ready.
Where we gon' end up, where we all landing. This is just a shit show, this is just a sick goal. I ain't only passing.
Yo, what up? Can you hear me out there? What's good, Chop Shop? Holla at your boy, Space. Good win for us, good win, excellent win. How y'all doing out there, man? Let's get it. Rich Homie Quan, take us off. It's time for the truth. Got my boy Frank here with me. Say what's up, Frank.
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Got a big dub. Space they saying Mike a little low.
Okay.
Just
Can y'all hear me
somebody
now?
says a bit quiet. I can hear you good.
Can y'all hear me? Let me know.
Let me see. Yeah, it says your mic is low.
I'm low. Let me see.
What it do, B? Shout out Chop Shop Gang. Yo,
Yo. Can you hear me? Let me know. What's happening? What go down, CSGs? Let's get it.
I think that's better, bro. Quality control in the audience. Y'all let us know what we sound like.
Let me know how I sound now, baby. Let me know. Okay, Lance
You
say
good,
I'm
brother?
good. I'm good.
Yeah, bro. Let's get into it. Let's get it.
Okay, let's get it. First and foremost, you know how we got to do. Let's go ahead and holler at our new subscribers and our new memberships. Paul, appreciate you for renewing your membership 5 months and running. D Highway 61, appreciate you renewing your membership 5 months and running. James Pierce, appreciate you for renewing your membership 5 months and running. Man, I don't know what Japanese guy this is. The Japanese numbers, I don't know. It's just, I can't read Japanese. But appreciate you for renewing your membership 4 months and running. Let's get it. What's good with you, Frank? How you feeling, man? What was that game like for you, fam?
Man, that was a glimpse into the future, bro. That was a fun game. Great way to close out the season on the home front, beating the team. And what was most satisfying about it is that it was against the Nuggets. I know we had lost like 11 in a row against them boys. Then, Jokic, the MVP thing. Embiid dropping 50. I mean, it was. If people are on that Embiid agenda for the MVP, it was a good night for them. But the guys, they look good, man. They just look good. Everybody was playing good, and guys was confident, and they was hitting their shots, man. Just a good game.
Yeah. The only thing I gotta say, Knicks almost.
Oh
Knicks,
my
man,
God, yeah.
I don't know why they even put Knicks in anymore. But I guess it's almost over. The Knicks experiment is almost over, hopefully. But yeah, I'm right there with you, bro. I liked everything I seen about that game. The hustle, the defense, the sharing of the ball. Everybody was intact on a rope, especially defensively, man. And Jokic looked like he was sleepwalking out there, bro. Like
Yeah,
I don't
the
know what's up with
boys.
Jokic. Do he not want the MVP or what?
No, I think they just like they probably is. I guess it's hard to. What I'm noticing, a lot of good teams they be coming to us like BSing, bro. And
Yeah,
maybe they just like, ah, man, this just the Rockets. We just kind of just play through the motions. And sometimes during the games, our team is like that, and we get destroyed. And there's sometimes where our kids are up for the fight, and if you come in there like sleepwalking, you might get hit in the mouth, and that's just what happened. I've seen a couple of good teams that happen to where they think they could turn it on, and sometimes that ignition don't light. So yeah, it looked like they was just like taking us lightly, and it just kind of bit them. Because if you remember, their coach started off playing all these random dudes, bro. Even
yeah,
our Ryan and Craig talked about it. Like he's going deep into his bench in the first quarter, and Mike Malone is not really a guy that just play deep into his bench. So yeah, that was on them. That was kind of like the Lakers with the AD thing. Like, yeah, we gonna rest AD, and they end up getting beat in the game they needed. So yeah, teams gotta come correct.
yeah. And the thing is, we didn't just barely win. Like that was a convincing, resounding win that we put up, bro. Like I could see if it was just like we barely beat them by 1 or 2 points or whatever. But bro, that was we low key dominated that game, and it was. I could tell in the third quarter once Jalen started feeling it, Şengün got in his bag, Jabari was just everywhere on defense and everything, bro. It was like, oh, we might actually win this game. And I made a joke in the chat to be a big R. He was like, oh, we might lose. And I said, nah, I'm predicting an upset. Literally, I was just, BSing. I wasn't really serious about it. But it came out to be true, bro. I started like, oh, man, we might actually win this game. So, yeah, man, I loved everything about this game, bro. It was a total team effort. Josh Christopher, man, he actually looked good. The defense in the passing lanes, it was just a good game as far as growth and potential what we could see and what we got on the court. Now, let me go ahead and read out these stats real quick. We gotta see how everybody performed real fast. Let's see. Jabari Smith Jr., he played 36 minutes. He was 6 for 14 from the field. He was 0 for 1 from the three-point line. 4 for 5 from the free throw line. He had 13 rebounds. 1 steal, 1 block, 1 assist, 16 points with a plus 17. KJ Martin Jr. played 27 minutes, 5 for 8 from the field. He didn't attempt the 3, 2 for 3 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 12 points, and he was a plus 11. Al P played 38 minutes, 7 for 14, 2 for 4 from the three-point line, 4 for 5 from the free throw line. He had 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 20 points, plus 15. He had 3 steals and a block to go along with it. Alp had a good game, bro. It looked like he wasn't backing down from Jokic at all, bro. He really wasn't. Seemed like he took the challenge to go straight at Jokic.
Yeah, definitely saw that.
Yeah, he wasn't backing down. It looked like, at first looked like he was timid when he used to play Jokic, like he was like starstruck. But now it seems like he just took the challenge to actually play some ball against him. Kevin Porter Jr. played 34 minutes. He was 7 for 17, 5 for 11 from the three-point line, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. He had 3 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals, 20 points, and he was a plus 15. Jalen Green, 39 minutes, 12 for 27 from the field, 4 for 8 from the three-point line, 4 for 4 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 32 points, and he was a plus 27. Jalen was a plus 27, bro. I think that's like one of the highest plus minus he ever had, right?
It got to be up there. I think they've had some where they blew out teams, but one of the key things that really kind of solidified the win, I said that the win is going to be determined by how we start the fourth quarter. It's really how we end the third and start the fourth. Usually that's when Coach Silas gets CTE, bro. That's when he get cute and bring in like Knicks, Garuba, KJ, like the worst line, Boban sometimes. and put these random non-shooters together with like the worst offensive player on the court, and basically just trot them out there against the opposing teams, like starting. It'll be like 3 or 4 of their starters and like one bench player, and he. It's like I don't know if I was. It was a podcast I was listening to about coaches, and they were talking about it was coaches talking, but they were talking about good coaches and pointing out some coaches get so married to their rotations that they will not change them. Like it don't matter. It could be World War III going on. They will not change their rotations, and that's a flaw. And for Silas, he actually it took 3 years, but he finally was able to not only stagger Kevin Porter and Jalen Green. I think Jalen's plus minus is so high because the run that they went on was when he was out there with some of the bench guys playing with those dudes. So, no, that was like I said, a glimpse into the future, man. It's a good coach goes a long way, bro. Just making tweaks and stuff, it goes a long way.
Yeah, and big up to the pod. You and James just was on there kicking some real knowledge late this evening, bro. That was a great pod, bro. Like very insightful. And I know how you love Nick Nurse, but
you're an Ime guy.
Yeah, I'm an Ime dude. I want to just.
I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. Especially either one is a win, bro. I ain't tripping.
Right. Either one better than Silas. I think I'm just not convinced that the Raptors is just gonna walk away from Nurse like that. I'm not. I may be wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't think they just gonna just let that man walk away like that, bro. That's just me.
Yeah, I don't know what they like. The only thing I could think that's going wrong is he just has disagreements with the front office. Maybe some Mike D'Antoni's type stuff where they are just like, we're gonna move on. I think they want to tank, bro. I really think they want to tank, and I think they've been low key floating around tanking for a couple of years. But the dude, he's just too good of a coach, bro, and he's keeping them in that spot where you don't want to be. And I think it's time they switch hands and go to where he can use his winning abilities. That's why I like him, bro. Dude's a winner, man. This dude he won a championship as a player and a coach. He was a player coach like Bill Russell, bro. In 1991, this man was playing in England after he graduated from college at 23 years old, and he was a coach on the roster as well and won a ring, bro, in the British Basketball League. So, I mean, that's all I'm saying, bro. Spacey, I know you may win a ring with the Spurs and all that. I'm just saying, bro.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I like Nick Nurse. Like I always had the utmost respect for Nick Nurse because I see what he do. I can see that he is a very articulate, and he breaks the game down. And if one thing I do like about him, when your superstar guy, he ain't gonna have a good game going up against Nurse. He's gonna make sure that superstar guy work for everything he got. And I'm not gonna lie. Don't get me wrong. I would love to have him. You know what I'm saying? I would love to have him. The thing about Ime is, I just think his reputation might take a little hit. The whole thing, so maybe. I can't defend that, bro. And like, if they don't get him, I'm not gonna be mad at them not getting, Ime. But I straight take Nurse. I take Nurse, no doubt.
But you think we probably be able to get Ime on the cheap because of that rumor? Because if people backing off of him, like a lot of people don't like Houston. So hell, we might as well go on full heel and just go ahead and pick up Ime and he could be the redemption story. Imagine if he turned this team around. And people, in sports, for good or bad, winning cures all, bro. You could damn near shoot. You could murder somebody, bro.
Yeah.
If you win a ring,
Ray Lewis. Let me stop.
Hey, leave Ray alone, bro. That's my dog. If you win a championship, bro, you could walk up to the judge that sentenced you or whatever. Like they gonna high five you. Yeah, bro. That's the American culture, bro. So yeah, I think. I would, one thing I'll give you this about Ime. I think he would probably connect to our players better. I'll say that because I think that's really what went on in Boston with them having a lot of, young black men and with the Brad Stevens dynamic. And it's not even more about race, honestly. It's more about approach. Like Brad Stevens was like a Steven Silas almost and soft-spoken, kind of passive. And to really push the right buttons, man, you got to really you got to get on these dudes, man. They like guys want to be pushed, bro. They want to be pushed. They want to be challenged, and I think Ime definitely will be like, okay, bro, this is not fun anymore. We about to get to work, so
Right.
I can give him that.
Yeah, you can't be non-confrontational as a coach. You gotta ruffle some feathers. Your coach. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Some of my best coaches, I almost didn't like them until after, I stopped playing for him and like, man, that dude instilled some, quality values in me that I really didn't want to do. Or like this, what it's almost like a older uncle that's tough on you. Like you really be like, man, why Unc always riding me? You know what I'm saying? But really, he just want to see you do the best you can be. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I kind of look at Ime. And he got the stature, bro. Like when he walk around, he ain't no little dude. You know what I'm saying? Like dudes gonna look at him like, man, I ain't gonna even try to, tempt this dude. But don't get me wrong. I think Nick Nurse's mind is otherworldly. Like his strategical input and how he gets the best out of his players, I think that goes a long way, and we seen him actually build up a subpar team from the Toronto Raptors, and Ime kind of inherited a good team from Brad Stevens, but he did put the extra sauce on it to where he made them become almost great.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, let me get to some of these comments, man. CSGs, what's happening? Let's see where we gonna be at. Your boy Brandon say he want the link. Let us get it about 20 minutes, Brandon. We'll bring y'all up. Whoever want to come. I ain't gonna go up too far because they've been running away with the chat. Let's see. Devitt Grant says, "What up, Frank and Space? Space goes. Great win for the Rockets,
good, Devin?
And not so good for the Astros tonight." I'm gonna hold my reserves on the Astros real quick.
Yeah, man. Baseball got like 1,000 games. Bro.
Yeah, bro. Like, you can't
cool out.
Yeah, they can get on a hot streak and win just 20 in a row, and we'll be looking at them totally different. Sharks,
they low key start off slow a lot.
They always do. They really do. Even one of our worst seasons we had, 2 seasons ago, we still ended up going to the ALCS. Yeah. So it's not like, I think almost like they're not bored, but I think they got to get riled up. They feed off that. They love being the heel, and I think they fed off that like for the last 2 to 3 years. And now that they'd improved the haters wrong, it's not that much yapping about them. So they're gonna have to find that extra edge from somewhere, bro. Let's see. Shark Shock says Barry is playing his game and just trying to play winning basketball. Facts. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Barry. I really am. Brown Xmas says, I think the Nuggets expected Knicks to play the 4th. Mike Malone probably asked Silas after the game what happened to Knicks time. Yeah, man. People be licking their chops when Knicks come in, bro. When he come in, bro, they really be licking their chops.
Knicks is he's not a rotation NBA player. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but just call a spade a spade. Like, dude is not a rotational NBA player. Like, there's no reason he should be even getting minutes. And even if he was on a team, he should be like the 15th man, bro. He should be like Frank Kaminsky, where he get in like it's a blowout if he's going to be in the NBA. Because, sometimes it's good to have guys like that in practice on a scout team and stuff. They give you a hard look, but like that's what I'm looking forward to the most is just having a complete roster, bro. Because we got so many holes in our roster that it's not even realistic to try to like win a lot of games with these dudes.
We're not gonna win a lot of games. True. The proof is in the pudding, man. The proof is in the pudding. Thurgood Marshall says Nuggets are frauds. They not making it to the Western Conference Finals this year. How you feel about that, Frank?
Yeah, I don't like what I see. I haven't liked what I've seen. There's nothing about them that I would be scared of, because Jokic's biggest strength is his playmaking, and the people he's playmaking to are a bunch of The only person that, honestly, Jamal Murray is the X factor for them, because he's the guy that he could drop 40 And you pair that with Jokic, now you cooking something, man. He's so up and down. There's sometimes he looks like he's back. Some games it looks like eh. So to me, they're gonna go as he goes. If he comes back like Jamal Murray of the bubble or the year before that when they was going like head to head with San. I don't know if y'all remember him and White in that San Antonio Denver series. They was dropping like it was like 50 point, it was like 40 point nights back to back to back. Just a crazy series. That Jamal Murray could take them far. Otherwise, yeah, man, they could. I mean, they could make it to the finals, or they could get bounced if they get a bad matchup in the first round, bro. It's really going to be dependent on who they see. I know for a fact they do not want to see Golden State. I know that for a fact, and not because of anything, just because of Steph and Clay. And y'all know why? If y'all watch my videos, when you got a big man that played a drop, that's the worst matchup for them two jokers, bro. They're gonna be shooting, coming off them screens, and that's really a bad matchup for them. So anybody but Golden State for Denver. Anybody.
Bro, and man, Jokic got to give some type of effort on defense. He really do. There's no reason to be 7-1 and teams constantly, scoring like 50, 60 points in the paint on you. It's like some got to give with his defense, or they'll never win a championship.
He's who people think Alperen is. And one thing, like the reason I have more upside as far as defensively for Alp is because he's an athlete. He's an athlete. I don't know if y'all have noticed. Alp got little bunnies on him. Like he can jump, and he's not quick twitch or anything like that. But he is athletic and he's flexible, and that's why I just say he just need experience. He may not be a good defender for the next 5 years, bro. But I think with what he does and like you give him time to serenade. Maybe he come off the bench while we're competing. And then by the time he's up for an extension, he's ready to start, like be that full-time guy that you could really like hang your hat on or put a Wemby next to. He does have to develop a shot, but I'm not saying he has a higher upside than Jokic. Jokic is amazing. Let's not get it messed up, but the margins do come in the playoffs. And to me, the roster for Denver isn't built for him. I think he needs another big. He probably would benefit from playing next to a real center. Because he can shoot. So I would go double big with him and the guy that's going to protect the paint, help him out, and then whoever else is around. Like, they should have been going after the Miles Turners of the world and things like that. But, like with these teams, like with Harden, with Luka, with Jokic, with LeBron, teams get lazy when they got a superstar. They just think they can do it all and end up just wasting their time, bro. You got to go overkill nowadays to win a chip.
Facts. I mean, Jokic just seems like he don't want to foul out. Like, I'd rather just play Olay defense, and move out of the way of the bull. But, bro, you gotta want contact in some form or another. Now, I'm not saying you gotta contest every shot and body everybody up, but, bro, when you letting 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" point guards come in there and just get easy layups, nah, man, that's not what's up. That's really not what's up.
He could do. I mean, he's not like trash. I've seen him like play good defensive games, but with him, he like some of it is so concerning sometimes that I remember last year in the playoffs. I think it was last year, the year before when they were playing Golden State. There were possessions where the coach had to sit him down, and they were going like offense defense like late in games, so he wouldn't get abused by Steph. So that is something to think about. And you can see why some people are reluctant to have your best player be a big man that's not like a defensive anchor.
And Mike Malone got tired of whatever he was doing because he set him down the last 5 minutes or so. He was like,
them boys,
just come on over here, sit down with me, man, because you looking. I mean, he turned the ball over like 3 times in a row, and that's something we usually don't see from Jokic. Like, he just wasn't focused. He just wasn't mentally there, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. They was just out there just walking around, bro.
Yeah. Nug says it felt like we were playing against Rockets of not too long ago. Playing against the Rockets? Nug, you you a Denver Nuggets fan or what? Let me know. I think he might be a Nuggets fan.
You said Nug, no, yeah, that Nug, maybe that Nug is for
Okay,
Nuggets.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, remember we used to beat up on the on the old Nuggets back in the day, man. We used to beat up on them boys, them
Yeah.
and
Utah Jazz.
Jazz. You know, Clint Capella out there running like the African he is. Remember, he be having Jokic tired, bro.
Yep.
Just running up and down, bro. By the third quarter, Jokic done, bro. He can't even. You talking about his defense was bad. Clint had that man gas, bro.
Yeah, facts.
Just running.
Facts. Omni Reality says, I'm glad to see Şengün getting 35 plus minutes. It wasn't no reason why he shouldn't this game. LP was in his bag, bro. And it's like he's looking more to dunk the ball. You see that? Am I the only one noticing that?
Yes, he's coming out a little under the basket, twisty dunks. He getting stronger, man. Like I said, bro, he's 20. Dude ain't even really lifted weights yet, man. He was spending all summer hooping with the national team in Turkey. Get that man in the gym, bro. Let him cut his body up a little bit. Throw some metal on them bars. Get that explosion. Get him with an NBA trainer, man. Y'all gonna all these guys, man. Jalen, you see? I don't know if you saw this space. I forgot who posted the article about Jalen Green, saying that he's disappointed in the year he had this season. That he wants to be better. This summer he's gonna be working. That's all he's gonna do is just work. I'm like, hell yeah, bro. You out here shooting commercials and touring Paris, and you in doing the Philippines tour. All good. Not knocking that, but bro, you ain't earned none of that yet, man. You gotta hoop, let the game. All that's gonna come, bro. He's gonna get to the point where if he's so good at basketball that wherever he goes, there's gonna be a crowd of people coming out to see him. But like talking about wherever the money at, that's where I'm at, bro. That's the wrong mentality to have, bro. Do your job. Let your skills and what you do on the court bring everything, bro. You ain't gotta like chase that. That's short sighted. Right. You know what I mean? He's being, you know what I mean? Just chill, bro. Focus on your game, man. Or he could fall off real easy and end up like a Jordan Clarkson if he doesn't like step it up. Because this year coming up, y'all hear me, third year is a big year for him. This as a number 2 pick, third year is a big year. If he has he's a good scorer and that's it, that's gonna label him for the rest of his career, bro. Third year is a good year for him. He really needs to break out as one of these guys.
Facts. Brandon Pimpson, there go the link for you, homie, if you wanted to come up.
Pimp.
Let's see. Ertanovic, he says, I love Jaylen Brown's game, but I would not trade him. I guess LP. I don't think that the Celtics would trade him for JG. Isn't JB a free agent next season? Yeah, he is a free agent next season, but we got all of the cap space. We got assets. We got draft picks this season. You know, like, hey, you got to strike when the iron's hot, because you never know when one of these young guys is going to come up, you know, for available in the future. You got to get one while they on the market, bro.
Yep, and you know, like, there's no like pearl. We gonna wait for this. You just get them and you figure it out. I'm from the Daryl Morey school of team building, bro. You collect the assets. You take this, flip it to that. You get Jaylen Brown, flip him with this. You break him up for this guy, get him from this pick. You got to keep moving, bro. It's not the NBA is like there's 29 other teams competing against you in every aspect on the court, in the front office, and the owner. Like everybody's trying to get it, and you don't. You know, a closed mouth don't get fed, bro. Every year you got to make moves and just upgrade, flip one asset to this, cash this in for that. The good thing about Jaylen Brown, he's young. He just turned 26. Gonna be 27 in October. If he doesn't work out, he's still young enough that you can flip him.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. You can flip him. Way more easy to flip than James Harden. I'll tell you that damn much. So yeah, I mean, I see it as a good move.
What's up, Brandon Pimpson? What's good, brother? You with us?
Pimp.
Hey, what's the deal, y'all? How's it going?
What's good, my bro?
Good, bro.
Another day.
Say what's on your mind, fam. I know you got something.
Yeah, I got something. I always got something. So, like, I mean, it was really nice watching the good win tonight. Of course, I really wanted to see nothing but wins once we clinched that bottom 3 spot, right? I mean, so of course we want this. I'm just so pumped about the prospect of Nurse and Ime. So either one to me would be a top tier coach in the league. And I think the only way Nurse would be a grasp for anybody in the league would be if Ime went to Toronto. I don't think they're just going to let go of him for nothing. You know, they got to already have a backup plan. But, you know, Nurse is that dude, man. Plus, he has the ties with the Rio Grande Valley Vipers, as we all know. Yeah. And, you know, so just him coming back to the city, you know, he might want that, might want to change. You know, it seems like him in Toronto, I'm not saying he's doing a bad job this year or nothing, but the wins aren't there. All the veterans are gone, so they don't really have any real solid, good veterans. I mean, unless you're saying Kyle Van Fleet. So, and again, there's another player that he helped develop that was
undrafted. Yeah,
exactly.
Pascal Siakam, undrafted G League guy.
Yeah,
Chris Boucher, G League guy. Their whole roster is just a bunch of low end talent, like guys that they've really developed up to make y'all think that they're all stars. Like OG wasn't a highly touted. Like none of these guys came in as anything. Like they just, and I think people look at the roster and like, oh damn, they got bro. The only blue chipper they got on that squad is Scotty Barnes. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, like Boucher, like, man, I liked him coming out of college, too. You know, I thought he was going to do something. Of course, he slid and everything, and they got him, and look how he's balling. I mean, Siakam, too, you know. I mean, there's another one. So, man, he's just done it so much. So I was, while you were doing the pod, I was kind of looking up the rosters for the Rio Grande Valley Vipers when he was there. And I kind of already knew a little bit of them, but, you know, just going through it, I mean, again, you know, he had Terrence Jones, Patrick Beverly, Robert Covington, Marcus Morris, you know, just different guys that we drafted throughout the years, and he helped, you know, just kind of help them develop to where they can get out of the G League, come into play. Isaiah Cannon was another one. I remember when we called him up. That was you know, I know he didn't develop all the way, but you know, it's just a lot of players that even in the G League, you could tell he made an imprint on them.
Dude, they had 23 players that on his teams that were called up to the NBA. That got to be a damn record in the G League. 23 of his players that were on his rosters called up. So talk about development. That's a development coach.
That's the guy. Yeah.
My boy Bumper. He put together some type of trade scenario for the. He says the Raptors receive KPJ, Tata, and Garuba. Boston receives Pascal Siakam, and the Houston will receive Jaylen Brown. I think Boston would want at least a couple of picks or something for that too.
Yeah.
Bumper, you bumped your head, bro.
Yeah, that one's not all over.
Bro, come on, man. Say it again. Say that trade. I thought I heard you wrong.
Okay, the trade is the Raptors will receive KPJ, Tata, and Garuba.
Okay.
Boston will receive Pascal Siakam. And Houston will get Jaylen Brown.
Okay. The only way that works is if we throw in all our picks.
To somebody.
Somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know if Boston or Toronto would just want that.
Yeah, that's wild. Now we gotta offload probably every pick we have until 2030 to make that, because that's such a if you don't want to throw in so many picks, you gotta throw in one of the guys. And let's say Jalen and Jabari are untouchable. We'll say that. I don't think anybody's untouchable. Maybe Jalen is. Maybe Jabari is. I don't know. But I think if Tillman to me seems very cutthroat, hell, you would have thought Chris Paul was untouchable coming out of 2019, right? And the fact that Daryl Morey told him that they weren't going to trade him and he was safe and they traded him, that should tell you all you need to know about Tillman Fertitta. Like, you know, if he wants something, he going to take it, bro. Dude's a businessman. He a ruthless businessman. So I can't say anybody's untouchable. Like, if they can do that to a Hall of Famer, they can do that to a rookie or a sophomore or whatever they're going to be. So, but hopefully, if we can make it out of next season keeping the 4 core, I'd be happy. I honestly think if we do make a big trade, it's going to be 3 out of the 4. And the 4 core to me is Jalen, Jabari, Tari, Şengün. It'd be 3 out of the 4. And if it's really, they get real aggressive, it might be 2 out of the 4. So we gonna see, man. It's about to get real, y'all. Like these 2 games, man. Y'all about to see NBA business, man. They about to flip people and players, roster positions. It's about to, you know, you gonna see.
Yeah, I think Usagami, he brought up a good point. He's like, to be honest, I don't know what to expect for this roster in the offseason. Low-key scared of losing my favorite players on the Rockets, not gonna lie. But the Rockets do need to get better. So I'm ready. I'm readying myself mentally with it. I think yeah, I'm right there with you. Some of these guys that I would like to really see succeed here, but I know it's the nature of the business, just like Frank said. So I'm not gonna be too upset about it. But as long as we get true value for them, I won't be upset.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
definitely. Go
no
ahead, B.
doubt. So we're forgetting about, I mean, we do have a lot of assets. You got to remember that, well, and players. So all the draft picks we got, you're not keeping all the players. Like, just it's not gonna happen. Nobody does that, right? So, I mean, you still got KJ out of that group. You still got 2 first-round picks this year coming up. I mean, you have a lot of assets if you wanted to trade. I think to get Jaylen Brown. I mean, you're gonna have to give up probably 2 out of the 4 core, and you're gonna have to give up maybe the top pick this year too. I don't know if they really want picks, but they still might take that. That's still valuable. And now, of course, we're talking if it's not the number 1 pick.
So
If it's
what
too
what
bad,
what pick what pick will be satisfiable of trading it away for like Jaylen Brown to include that pick? Is it out of the top 5, out of the top 3?
I mean, if you want Jaylen Brown, man, and you really want the dude, if you get the 2nd pick, I mean, give it up, right? Just give it up. You still
Nah,
have
I
Lillard.
wouldn't. I
I'm
would
not
not
saying
do
I
that.
would, but
I
you
would
can
not
use.
do that, bro.
It's gonna help. It's gonna help without giving up as much as your core four, right? So you got different options. Is kind of the point. Like,
Nah, bro. I'm so high on Scoot Brandon. Like, yeah, I would not. To me, Scoot is I just take him and just keep Jaylen Brown can stay wherever he's at. I
okay,
think to me it depends on where the pick lands. I think probably outside of maybe 3 or 4, then you could consider. And if for me if I include a pick from this year's coming draft, then I'm not including. I can do one of the core 4. I'm not doing like 2. So I can't give him two of our core players and this pick. That's like too much to me. I'm
what about the Clippers pick? Would you do 2 of the
yeah,
core
yeah, I could.
four in the
Yeah, I don't
Clippers
care
pick?
about that pick. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
there's some good players on the back end of the draft, but yeah, yeah, it's good. We have 7 first round picks
So
on
what
our
if
roster. So
what if a Boston come with like, okay, we'll let y'all keep all your core, because we really don't have to get rid of the core. Just give me the number 2 pick, and some role type players,
Ty,
nah,
and we get
AJ.
to keep everybody and just add basically Jaylen Brown. But you got to remember, we still got cap space to go get a quality point guard like Tyus Jones. He's coming up, and he ain't gonna need 50-60 million dollars to come here.
Okay, yeah.
man, give me Scoot. I'll figure it out. Just give me.
I,
I'll get Scoot and a bunch of good vets to come, and we'll try to win 30 games, bro, and just keep pushing on. Like that's the way I like. I'm really high on Scoot. I think like it's like you basically asking you could get like maybe like a John Morant. That's how I see it. Like it's one of those guys that changes your team. He's going to be the guy with the ball in his hand, pushing pace, diamond guys up, setting up everything, closing games out. Like that's one of the biggest positions of need, and to land on a number 2 pick at that position to me is a no brainer, bro. Like just get Scoot, man, get Scoot, and who knows who comes up later on? Maybe a Mikal Bridges or somebody else, or even a lesser version of that. People float around Jaden or whoever, which one, McDaniels. I mean, there's some good wings and that aren't Jaylen Brown in the league that can help our team. Go get a center. Go get some bench guys. Get some backup. Get Pat Beverly. Get some guys. Fill out the roster. Don't play Knicks anymore. They just roll with P and Jalen and Jabari and Tari and get a good coach, and you might be cooking with some. That's another alternative.
So what if let's just bump it up one spot, the number 3 spot.
well, I'm like
So if
Frank, to be
we
honest.
miss out on Scoot and Wimby, what about the 3 spot? What about the 3rd pick?
I'm still high on Amen too. I mean, I like Scoot. I don't know what. I mean, I know a lot of people like Brandon Miller. He's getting all this hype, and it's due. I mean, it's legit, but I'm just not as high on Miller as Amen and Scoot. And kind of credit to Frank what was saying. I mean, that is a position of need of ours. Now, Amen doesn't have the distribution talent that Scoot has, and the feel for the game, and just being able to, you know, give the ball, get other people set up. So I mean, probably three. I'd be willing to do it, mate. I mean, but Scoot is I'm really high on Scoot too. I'm like Frank. I mean, I'm not giving up two, but I mean, three is where it gets funny to me. I mean, it's Brandon Miller or men, right? So are those generational talents like Scoot is, similar to Ja, like you brought up? I don't think so.
Now
it gets interesting.
You gotta remember, Boston. I think they still are in need for a point guard. Truthfully.
Yeah.
And if they can see A-Man or one of these guys filling a role, maybe they will, at least think about it. I mean, there's just something, it's just a scenario, but I think what Jaylen Brown provides, it's more worth it's worth more on our team than on Boston's right now. That's what my opinion.
True, but here's I mean, they can't just sit there and hold Jaylen either, because he's obviously upset. I mean, I think I heard, I know I heard something that he just doesn't like Boston in general. He doesn't want to sign a long-term deal and just live in Boston forever. So I mean, to that case, they can't just let him walk either. They can't just wait another year and let him go in free agency. They eventually gonna have to get rid of him and get as much value as they can. So I think that helps our case also.
Yeah. Hold on. Stop the presses. Stop the presses right now. My boy, Third Coast Alliance with $100 super chat. Man, oh man.
You gotta take your shirt off, bro. Come on,
what else? Bro. What y'all want to see? Oh man, let's see what this boy talking about, real. Man. Hey, appreciate your Third Coast, man. You are a real one. $100 super chat, son. Let's see what that boy talking about. He says, with this win, our Houston Rockets have taken wins off of every team with 50-plus wins. 76ers, the Bucks, the Celtics, and the Nuggets. It's been a year of mostly lows, but our highs have been tremendous. The Rockets, we reached our 20th win early, and we're sitting pretty for the lottery. Oh man!
Shout out. Let's marinate on that.
I gotta.
I was about to say that one more time for me.
Yeah, you gotta read that 3 times.
I'm gonna read it again. James Spears with a 99 super chat. I'm gonna get you out the way real quick. He got a little mad face. I don't know what that means, James. What you mad for, bro?
What you mad about, bro?
My boy Third Coast, he says, with this win, our Houston Rockets have taken wins off of every team with 50-plus wins. The 76ers, the Bucks, the Celtics, and the Nuggets. It's been a year of mostly lows, but our highs have been tremendous. We reached the 20th win early, and we're sitting pretty for the lottery. Can you ask for a better situation? I think that's what he's saying. And who want to take that one first, Frank? You want to take that one?
Yeah, that's facts. And one thing the thing about each of those wins, it came off of great performances by our players, bro. Like if you guys remember, obviously the Bucks win was Jabari's like, this dude has the upside of a defender. The Sixers win was it was KPJ had a really good game down the stretch. Jaylen had a good game down the stretch. That was the game Şengün really stepped up defensively and guarded Embiid into overtime until he fouled out, even though he had 5 fouls going into the fourth. The Celtics game, another good defensive game. I think that's the one Şengün missed. And Jaylen and Kevin Porter had decent games, but defensively they was just playing really smart. And this Nuggets game, once again, Jaylen obviously going off and Şengün doing his thing. And to me, that's like the names I'm saying: Jaylen, Şengün, Kevin Porter. And one unsung hero in all of these wins is Tari Eason, bro. Tari Eason, like, and maybe Space, we got to do like a team awards pod, but
yeah, we will.
That dude might be in the running for MVP of the team. He does so many little winning things that don't show up on the box score. Even though he runs like a crackhead sometimes when he is in transition and does all this random, he's slipping and sliding and falling and just throwing the ball off the side of the rim. the dude is a winner, bro. And I think I'm so excited about his upside. You got to see a little bit of that today. He was like beating guys off the dribble, playmaking a little bit. I think he really has super high upside as a two-way wing that we haven't even scratched the surface yet. Once again, why I want Nick Nurse, bro. Like I want a coach that's gonna have the imagination and creativity to maximize all of these guys because I feel like for all our players, bro, they have so much untapped potential. They have so much, but nah. Shout out to to Third Coast.
Third Coast. Appreciate that, man. Hey, we all we got, bro. We gonna finish strong, man. He says let's turn up CSGs. We finish strong and maintain the tank. Also, my boy James Pierce just did another super chat for $5. Good looking out, James Pierce, man. Y'all got it on the roll tonight, man. My boy Third Coast just dropped the bomb. But yeah, Third Coast, I think that was I think our highs have been extremely high and our lows have been extremely low. You know, they had me up here almost having a heart attack and passing out and want to go do some bad things to people at one point in time in the season. But yeah, I'm very, very inspired, if I so to say, about how our team is looking. And like Usagami was saying earlier, it's going to be hard to let some of these guys go. But maybe, I mean, we get a few veterans in here. Maybe we just don't have to break it up. You know, maybe we can just see what a one more year with a good coach that's not holding us back, a better system, some veterans that can teach these guys. Maybe we can take incremental steps to get to where we need to go instead of just trying to leapfrog from the bottom to like maybe up to the. I mean, if we get Jaylen Brown and the right draft pick, that'll probably launch us up to the 7th, 8th seed off the rip, you know. So maybe we just get 30-some wins next season, just, you know, with some of these guys getting tutelage from older vets or something. But, yeah, man, I mean, we're high, bro. When we high, we're high. But when we're low, we're low. So, yeah, man, what do you think, Brandon?
Yeah, so another game I throw in there, and this was at the beginning of the year, was that Atlanta game. So at the time, they were still had a pretty good record. And just the intensity we played with. I don't know if y'all remember where Murray tapped Jabari's head or whatever. And
right.
They ever since then, you've seen where moments throughout the season where when we were confronted with that adversity, where people are trying to kind of clown us or whatever, Jabari would definitely step up. You know what I mean? And he's always going to take that. And I loved his post games all year. I really like his vibe. I definitely think Jaylen and Jabari probably will not be traded. It's too early to do that, in my opinion. Tari and Sengun are definitely on the trade block for somebody like Jaylen, you know. But I mean, Jabari, man, he just, to me, he brings that other element that we have been missing for years, you know, like just that intensity. And he's still young. He's a rookie. Wait till he gets a little bit more comfortable in the league, gets a little bit bigger too, and gets a little bit more respect on his name or whatever. You know, I think that that's the kind of player we've always been needing, that rough and tough mentality, the defensive mentality. I mean, through the Harden years, what we had, you know, we had Covington, we had Ariza, you know, those were the players. We always had that player that would come and go, come back, leave, you know. We never really just had and built with that defender, you know. And Jabari's that dude. I do not think he'll get traded. I think Jaylen would get traded before Jabari, in my opinion. You know,
yeah, you gotta think about
before we would even have a discussion about
Tari Eason. Tari Eason actually is like a good defender. Hello, can y'all hear me? What happened? Can y'all hear me? What's going on? Yo, Frank.
Oh yeah, my bad, bro. I was muted. I'm tripping.
Oh, okay. I was like, did everybody bounce out on me?
Alone. Yeah. No, I think Brandon Signal, he's back. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the way I look at, like, I always try to, like, with Tillman, I can tell he likes like money. So I think Jaylen is the money player. The dunker, he's got charisma and all that. So I think like you want to keep those guys around. Like, so Jabari, like when it comes to winning, when he is like at his apex, maybe 3-4 years from now, he's gonna be the guy. Like, I don't know who I was talking to somebody today. They was asking me about what I thought about Jabari's comp with Kevin Garnett, and I told them that I said that earlier, not because they have a similar game. It's just the shot profile of this guy that's 6'11", damn near 7 foot, can shoot fadeaways and turnarounds. Like, you can't block that. And those are to me, that if you got a shot you can't block and he could hit it at like a 50% clip, that's a playoff shot, man. Like, for Jalen, he's small. Like, I think there's going to be times in Jalen's career, let's say we get in the playoffs, he's going to struggle because he's a smaller guard. And as each round goes up, the defense is tighten up real hard. And players that have his stature, is really hard for them. Like, really, really hard. Like, Steph usually struggles in the playoffs. As good of a shooter as he is, because the playoffs, what really sets you apart is like physical dominance. Because the defense is going to neutralize all that extra stuff, all the little schemes and plays and stuff coach run. That's out the window. It just come down to who's your demigod on your team and who's our demigod, and they're going to go toe to toe when it matters the most. And he's probably going to get bigger, but Jabari probably going to be like, what, 230, 240?
Easy.
He going to be posting up, like, punishing dudes. He a dog. He got the attitude. He's shooting over you. He talking trash. Yeah, give me that, bro. Like, give me that. That's the dude that I roll with to go try to win a chip, bro. Like, so in the video, I said, I hope people don't misunderstand me when I said his scoring is least impactful on the winning team. What I mean by that, if your only trick is to score buckets, that's not gonna push a team to win. That's like the most minimum thing you could do on a winning team. The most impactful thing is gonna be defense and playmaking. And if you're gonna be a scorer, you better be a two-way player. You better be Michael Jordan or Kobe, where you're a 9-time all defense type of guy, or you just you a Zach LaVine, or what's the dude over in the Washington? Bradley Beal. They ain't doing nothing. They've been on some of the worst teams in the league and be averaging 30. So that's my thing with Jalen. Like, he has to be a two-way player, or it doesn't mean nothing to me. But at least Jabari there. I know Jabari's going to be a two-way player. So with that case, we straight, bro.
E.F. Hutton, you with us?
What's up, my guy?
What's good with it, E.F.?
Bro?
What's good with it, man? Don't give us your take, man. It looked like
What's up, E.F.?
your boy Silas might be out the door. It looked like he gave a concession speech today.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? My little per diem gone, man. I concede, man. My per diem probably gone, but we're.
Did he drop off?
Did he drop off? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you back, bro. You back.
Yeah, no. See, I was just saying that, just from listening in the conversation and stuff like that, I think y'all made a ton of great points, man. And it kind of touched on something that we talked about last time that I kept saying, like, I want good players. I want great players on the team. But it's certain players that I just feel like are essential to having a championship caliber team. And just like Frank just said, Jalen Green is a scorer. And the way that the game is set up now, like I heard somebody say earlier, I was listening to a part, and they were saying that it's no 3-level scoring in the NBA. It's 2-level scoring. It's threes and to the basket, especially the way that we play. So to have a player that could possibly be a 3-level scorer, and that's why we got him, and not use but 2 levels, it make him, it depreciate his value a little bit on the scoring end. So Jalen is less important to me than Tari and Jabari. And if I had to look at the roster and say, hey, look, we finna try to go get, an elite player. We got to give up one of these guys, and we finna try to make a championship run. I would really honestly consider saying I'm more liable to give up Jalen than I am Jabari or Tari. Because if you look over the past, and I don't know how y'all feel about this, but tell me if I'm right or wrong. If you look over our past couple of seasons, 2 of the most important guys we had was Robert Covington and PJ Tucker. Like, it's no big championship runs without those 2 guys. Robert Covington's interior defense and 3-point shooting was essential to everything we did those years. PJ Tucker's, post defense and 3-point shooting was essential to everything we done. Yeah, James Harden was to me, the most phenomenal offensive player that we have ever seen in our lifetime. No, hands down. But I just think like to have a Ron Artest, Robert Covington, PJ Tucker, those elite defenders that can still shoot threes, that still got a high motor. I'm never gonna back down. Never, never, never gonna back down. I'm not gonna get frustrated. I'm not gonna be mad. I'm just gonna kill all game long, and I'm gonna kill even when I'm tired. Those guys don't come often. So, I mean, like when Frank said that if we have a MVP, podcast MVP, that Tari will probably be the MVP of the team, that says a lot. It says a lot, and it just goes to show, man, that, you can get scoring. You can get a Lou Williams type player or Jordan Clarkson type player to give you 30, So, that's kind of where I'm at, man. And I hope that what I really want Kyle to say was like, I hope that, our front office don't go into this NBA 2K type mind frame to where they say, oh man, I got to get this player, this player, this player. These the good players, got the good name. They got 96 overall. We're going to get this guy. And then you start giving up players that's really the key cog type guys. That's how I feel about it.
Now, you sure you meant Rocco, bro? Because was it Robert Covington or you meant Trevor Ariza? Because I don't remember him being.
Listen, Robert Covington was the truth on shot blocks when we didn't have no perimeter shot block. We didn't have no interior shot blocker.
But that was for like a few months.
He didn't have a long stay with us.
He didn't stay.
No,
he stayed like one season.
He kind of bounced around and came back.
Right.
Back and forth.
Right. Now, I mean, he didn't stay long, but I'm just saying, like, as far as just impact player.
Yeah,
man, that guy was, that guy was super. I didn't want him to go, man. He was super effective. Like, you don't find a guy I can cut off the lane, cut off the passing lane. I'm also gonna get blocks in the inside. I'm also gonna hit this big three on the other side, and I'm just a terror on defense, and I'm terrorizing players all over the court.
I feel that.
Yeah,
I agree with him for the most part, but I still think when you got guys like that, their offensive game is not refined enough usually to just get buckets. And when we boil it all the way down to it in the playoffs, it really boils down to a one-on-one. It really do. Is you got that guy that can go get a bucket over anybody on the other team.
Sure.
So I think Jalen Green, and he do shoot mid ranges. I think he just probably need to shoot them a little bit more. But even tonight, you seen he was pretty efficient from the mid-range game. And I think because how tall is Jalen? Like 6'5"?
Right.
Ain't one Kobe like 6'5", 6'6"?
They got Jalen at 6'4". Kobe was a legit 6'6", maybe, pushing 6'7".
Yeah, Kobe was a little taller than Jalen.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I thought so. But if he can, I mean, Jalen can probably fill out a little bit more.
He gonna fill out.
Yeah, so I think what you see in Jalen, if he could just put it together like Frank said, defensively, and he's not a negative on defense, you can find those other type guys. Oh, they got those guys all the way through the league. D's and 3-and-D wings, those are like the most common guys in the league. So you will be hard-pressed to find a guy that's just so good that you have to double him. And once you have to double, once he get to that spot to where you have to double him, I think it just open up the whole court for those other 3-and-D wings to get those shots because they're not really self-creators. I think when you go on a run, you need a self-creating shooting guard or somebody like that can just get buckets, and I think it's kind of becoming underrated because we see these other guys just putting up other all-world numbers sometimes, but that's the name of the game, is to get buckets. And I think you don't just trade a guy like that when you see, man, he can just go get a bucket on any team. And when he fill out, it don't matter who he playing against, he gonna go be able to go get a bucket on him.
It's Space. Get the. I think we got like 2 super chats.
Yeah, I was about to get to the third coastal lines.
I'll backdoor on this conversation because I got something. But go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Third coastal line says, at what moment did everyone feel like we were going to win? Take this game. For me, it was in the third quarter when Barry made that interior pass to Şengün, and Al P scored that spinning reverse layup. I agree. I think it was in the third quarter I started feeling like, man, we might win this. But yeah, third coach. Mine was in the third quarter too.
Mine was when Coach Silas subbed in, I think Jalen had to close out the third.
Right.
Like I told y'all earlier, that's usually tanking time, bro. Them last 2 minutes, kind of the first 3 or 4 minutes in the fourth quarter that we've lost so many games in that stretch. When he tries to get cute with his bench and bring in like the Boban and Garuba lineups and stuff like that. And yeah, he actually was like, I don't know, maybe Abdel Fattah been asking him to do that for a month, and he finally did it. But yeah, he brought those guys in and was able to keep some of our starters out with their starters, and was able to kind of keep the game. And once they was hitting shots, it looked like Denver just gave up. Like, all right, these dudes they're not going to go away into the night tonight, so let's just pack it in. So yeah, I knew we was going to win probably by the start of the fourth quarter.
Facts. Big B.
Yeah, once the fourth quarter jumped off, we seen that vibe from the beginning, right? You kind of just already had the feel that we was going to seal the deal tonight.
Facts. EF still with us? Well, go ahead and rebut what he was saying.
Oh,
Frank.
yeah, I was going to say, shout out to James Pierce for the $5 sticker that he put up. He put up a $5 sticker earlier. And
yeah, for sure.
What I was going to say is, like, look at, like, what Dallas got going on right now. And that's just to my point about impact of scoring. Like, they have two of the best bucket getters in the NBA and are going to probably maybe miss the playoffs. The reason is they don't have enough Tari Easons on their team. They don't have enough Jabaris on their team. They don't have guys that'll lock down. And that's what I mean by impact, bro. Luka might be individually one of the best players in the league. Kyrie, obviously one of the best offensive players in the NBA. You got them on the same team and they ain't moving nothing. So when I say like Jalen's skill set as a scorer is like doesn't impact winning, I'm not saying it's like it's not necessary. You can't win a championship without a guy that could go get a bucket, like Space was saying. But on the back end of it, you got to be able to build a proper team around them, and they can be a negative on defense. That's one of the reasons, like for a guy like James Harden, it was so hard for him to really get over the hump because, you're doing all this stuff, but you're giving up these points in the playoff series and in the Western Conference Finals. Those little lazy kind of, I'm gonna let you go by. That stuff adds up, bro. Like it's you losing games by 1 point, 2 points, but you giving up points in transition. Your guys beating you. Once they switch out on you, it's damn near you might as well just give them the basket. You can't have that, bro. And for Jalen's archetype as a non-shot creator, the only way he can be impactful, because he's not going to be Luka, he's not going to be Harden, he's not going to generate all these points and have 15 assists and do this and have 10 rebounds. He got to be a clamp. The two guards that are the greatest in the game are clamps. And if he wants to touch that air, dude, you got to be fighting for an all-NBA team. And I know he said that coming out, like that's what his goal. He wants to be a great defender. He has the athleticism. He just needs to get stronger and work at it, bro. I think he can. I don't think he can just be like, oh, he's like a Harden where he's like a net neutral because he can like guard the. I think Jalen could be a good defender. I've seen him do it. I've seen him do it at least. Y'all seen some like that play where who was trying to post him up tonight where he just stripped the ball from them? Was that Aaron Gordon?
Aaron Gordon, one of them.
Yeah, Aaron Gordon,
one of the light skinned brothers on Denver. Dude held his own, used active hands and stripped that ball when Antari came and helped him out when he dug on the ball. We've seen, and that's a new thing for Jalen. Now I've seen him shut dudes down on the perimeter. We remember the Trae Young clamp he put on. We remember the Devin Booker clamp he put on to win that game. I've seen him shut dudes like little guards down. To see him do it in the post, that's all I want for Jalen, bro. I know he's gonna score 30. He's gonna average 30 one day. That dude needs to just be if he can try on defense and be a good defender, then we talking about all NBA. Other than that, like all that other stuff is cute, bro. Yeah, you can score 30. What can you do on the other side of the ball? That's gonna take him to the next level.
And I think we gotta remember that guys like that was a clamp, like shooting guards, they had clamp like guys around them too. You know what I'm saying? Like Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan couldn't have been a clamp without Scottie. You know what I'm saying? Like Dwayne Wade, he really couldn't be a clamp without your boy that was over here for a while. What's his name? You love him right now. Shane Battier.
Yeah, Battier.
You know what I'm saying?
And, you know, Haslam, he was always
Haslam. They had a bunch of dogs on that team.
Yeah,
on his young team.
Yeah, and Kobe, he had Robert Horry and Ron Artest
Evan
and
George.
yeah, they had guys that complimented him. Like we can't expect those guys just to be the number one lockdown defender anyway. You know what I'm saying? But as long as he can play his role and his guy just don't kill him for 30 plus a night, like he can. I think Jalen can get there. I really do. I think if he take his game seriously enough, like he's saying he will next season, I think that could be the foundation. Because I seen, like you said, I seen this dude lock guys up, but it's kind of hard to evaluate everybody's true potential right now when we're tanking, and we got such a bad coach, and we got such bad defensive schemes that don't even cater to the guys' best defensive skills. Like we shouldn't be doing drive. We should be a point of attack type defense. Everybody gonna have to work for do everything. You know what I'm saying? But it's almost like our structure for defense gives up easy points. And when you tanking and everything, like let's be real, we seen some of these guys' hearts wasn't in it. You know, but next year I think it's gonna be the time to go, and it's gonna be time to really do something. And I think everybody's gonna up their game, especially when they get a new voice in the locker room, a new coach emphasizing defense. Then we can actually see what we have, especially defensively.
Yeah, that'll be. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this offseason because I just expect so much from Jalen's class of rookies. Like across the league, bro. I'm talking about big step, third years for these top guys, for the Franz Wagners. You talking about Mobley, Scotty. Like third year jump is real. That's when these guys usually kind of differentiate themselves from the rest of their class. Like, okay, I'm this guy, and not saying it's the end all be all, but if you're really in that stratosphere, go check the history, man. That third year, that's really like 2 years in NBA. You should kind of get it down by then. And like, I want to see everybody step it up. I want to see everybody. And one of the reasons that I know for like a fact that Jalen's going to be better than Kevin Porter, because some people try to compare them. Kevin Porter is in his fourth year. I don't care what position he was playing. He's a fourth year, going to his fifth year NBA player. I think he's going to keep improving and he can refine his game, but I don't think he can peak much more. I think what he can do is craft his skills and define himself to the point where he is a specialist and he does his job so well that like he's sought after in the league. But as far as like this dude's just about to like KPJ is gonna come back like 20 pounds heavier, nah, like he's gonna he's gonna get stronger and stuff like. But Jalen, Şengün, these guys, Tari, Jabari, even Jay Gupp to a lesser extent, they still haven't even like physically.
Mm-hmm.
These kids ain't even some of these jokers 20, man. They haven't even physically like touched what they're gonna be, and we see them competing against like MVPs and stuff like that. So it's so important for the Rockets to go get we can't waste any more time, man. All this tanking stuff, we got the outcomes we wanted. We about to put ourselves in positions to draft Wembanyama or Scoot Henderson. Cool, get serious. It's right now, if anything short of excellence of them trying to win at all costs, it's criminal, bro. They need to turn up. Get serious right now, bro.
Do you think we would bring in any upper management since you're bringing, like somebody that could come in, because we lost Tad Brown. Who do we have up there? Do you know? I don't think we really, I've looked it up before, but I mean, there's only a couple people that we really have up there running the show,
Now, so. what's the guy named?
Eli Whitney.
No, it was Rosas or somebody like that that's planning on coming over here with.
I don't know. That's he has some. He got some email type stuff cooking, but
he do.
Yeah, he do.
But he was supposed to be the one trying to get Nick Nurse over here.
I think that was a rumor.
Yeah, well, but what do you think, Frank, on the like bringing in somebody in upper?
I wish we would have a lot of teams. A lot of teams have consultants. Obviously,
Yeah,
we know
exactly.
Jerry
Somebody
West
like
is
that.
consulted with the Clippers, Golden
There you
State.
go.
Basically, Jerry West touches anywhere he goes, they
Exactly.
turn to gold.
Exactly.
Shane Battier was a consultant for the Miami Heat. Different teams have different consultants executive consultants that they have. I would hope, it comes down to Tillman. Is Tillman going to pay
Exactly.
money? That's really what it comes
Yeah,
down to.
yeah, you're right. I mean,
I
it
think
really
we
just boils down to
I
that.
think we need specialist coaches too, like shooting coaches.
Yes.
You know, rebound coaches. Whatever type of coach that is a specialist, we need those guys. Hey, go hire Chris Brinkley and be our shooting coach or something. You know what I'm saying? Like we need guys that specialize in a certain area to where they know their stuff. And we got coaches that's kind of like, oh, I know a little bit about this, I know a little bit about that, I know a little bit about that, but it's not just locked
I thought
in
Hollins
on what they
supposed to be
was, you know?
our defensive coach, right? When we hired Hollins, I was pumped, man. I thought,
Y'all leave that man
would at
alone,
least
man.
take a little bit of a upgrade, just a little
Nah,
bit.
leave Hollins out there, man. He's just trying to
I know.
trying to
I see
live
it now,
life,
of
bro.
course.
He's just trying.
Hey, I seen a clip or something with John Lucas trying to show Jabari how to shoot, and he was like showing him how to bend down and shoot like stuff that you learned in 8th grade. And I'm like, you finna mess this dude's shot up because he don't shoot like that no more.
Right.
you know.
And why would you want
sure
to?
enough, he
Go ahead.
he went on a horrible shooting. No, I'm just saying he went on a horrible shooting streak. Like from the time I saw that clip until he started standing up and shooting the ball.
I think it was during the injury, though. Remember, he had got injured, and Lucas was trying to help him change his shot a little bit to prevent, like, taking pressure off that injury.
No, that was wasn't that KPJ or Jalen?
But why would you want
I think I remember
a
the
guy
clip you're
that's
talking
almost
about.
7 foot to bring the ball down lower? That don't make no sense. He already got a good high arcing shot that's gonna shoot over anybody in his way. So yeah, that don't make sense, bro. That don't make sense. And I seen they kind of changed.
That was Jalen.
But they kind of changed up Jalen Green free throw routine too. And it's like he went back this game and the last game after what's the little Indian cat name, Gupta or whatever. He was asking him, "What's up with your free throw shot?" And he was like, "I'm gonna make every one for you." Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that with the interview, and I think I know it's normal for teams to like tweak young guys' shots, but most of the time, like y'all saying, they have a shooting coach. I'm sure Lucas has helped a lot of players with their shooting and development. But yeah, you can't to me this with any job. If I ask you to do two things, something's gonna take a hit. You know what I mean? If you want him to be a developmental coach, there's so much in basketball that you got to develop that I actually, like Brandon was saying, if I would want a shooting coach, like somebody that's going to help the guys learn how to shoot, especially since we're one of the worst shooting teams in the NBA. But it all comes down to Tillman. One thing the CBA doesn't impact as far as ownership is you can spend as much money in the world as you want on everything else outside of player salaries.
Players, yeah.
Yeah, you could spend $1 billion on facilities, coaches. You can get all the consultants you want, but at the end of the day, this is another avenue we're competing against other teams with, like the Clippers and Golden State and OKC. Is that their ownership is going to spend money on all those things because they have money to spend. Is Tillman, and those margins do matter. You know what I mean? The margins matter, and that's where I'm curious to see how much if the players, we expect them to be invested in winning. We expect Stone and whoever the coach is to go all in. Is the ownership ready to do that as well? I think that's going to be telling.
So Tillman was fronting about buying the Commanders, huh? My bad, Frank. I was just at it.
Nah, I think he was for real. I don't know. Maybe he got, he probably got money. I don't know, man. Tillman a funny dude, bro. He a funny dude, man.
He is, but one thing that's curious to me is obviously he supports U of H. He's all the way down with it, right? It's called the Fertitta Center. A gorgeous basketball stadium, and he pays Kelvin Sampson's salary. He paid him. He's getting paid. Sampson's getting paid right now. So it's just I don't see a reason why he wouldn't spin on the Rockets.
They're a winning program.
It just hasn't happened,
They're a winning program, and they have structure, and they have everything, in line over there. It's kind of hard for you to to just go full in on a tank. It really is. Like, how much money you planning on dumping into this for a tanking job? You know, I think
You're right.
I think once we start getting serious about winning, just like Frank said, next year, then I think we'll see Tillman open up his pockets and actually do the right thing. Because if he's not just fronting on trying to buy the Commanders, he must got $4 billion just laying around, you know, or something to try to buy a football team, because those don't come easy at all, and that's a tight fraternity to even get into. So he got to have some money somewhere.
It was 5.6 last time I checked, 5.6 billion for the Commanders, and they are losing franchise.
Fact.
What is he? I be thinking dude laundering money, bro. But
he offered.
I mean,
like
you know where he got his
like
money from jump, right? He was.
Yeah, I'm just saying, bro.
He a mob. I mean, he's a mob family.
From his money.
There gotta be some way to move money around, but it just makes sense. But let's not put that on camera. But let's.
Hey, you know who his family is, man? They used to his grandfather and shit used to be out there on Galveston Pier back there in like the 20s gambling, like in the mob type moves. You know?
Yeah,
like his whole family is the mob.
Hey, if y'all want to get like, hey, the Kennedys used to be.
The Kennedys was the
right?
same way.
So it's the American way. You know, I learned that on Narcos too. Shout out
exactly.
Narcos, I just watched that.
Sopranos. Y'all like Sopranos?
Yeah, the Kennedys are like that too, bro.
So like, but regardless, all the conspiracies aside.
Yeah, we got off topic, but you get my point.
Yeah, it's gonna be allegedly. Yeah, bumper allegedly. But he has to like. It's gonna be like we saw what happened with James, like the whole like pay the tax thing. They had a roster that was trying to compete for a championship, and we got season after season with Tillman was an excuse. Or the trade fell through, or they couldn't get to an agreement. Like he skipped the tax every single year, bro. And I've heard
but
that
he paid for KJ Martin.
Right, but I heard that
the second round pick for KJ.
He came up on some money over the pandemic, and his businesses were doing well. So, you know, maybe it is, you know, it is something that this new version post-pandemic Tillman is like somebody is willing to spend. But like, I don't blame him for not putting money into what we are right now. But I think one thing I would criticize the Rockets for what they've done is it's like they have this thing where they feel like there's a switch to being good. To me, they should have started building towards being good from day one. Like I'm talking about everywhere across the board, whether it's with coaching,
I agree.
all the little shooting coaches we need, getting the facilities. Because if we had the facilities up to date now, everything was top notch, great coaching staff. Hell, you go out on this recruiting trip to try to get free agent, man. You just basically selling. Hey, come down to Houston, bro. We got state of the art facility, top of the line coaches. Great young talent, you know, we're trying to compete. We're a competent organization. Come down. And that's what OKC's going to say. That's what, you know, Orlando's going to say. That's what all these teams are going to say. For us, we got to beat these rumors. We got to beat all the bad stories, all the incompetent stuff that has come out over the past 2 years, 3 years about us. We got to beat the John Wall case. We got to beat all these, like the Eric Gordon case. We got to beat the James Harden thing. And it's like they put themselves behind the 8-ball. That's why I said at the end of that pod, that Stone got to pull out Jordan Game 6 levels of GM to come out of this clean, bro.
I think we got to kind of look at like some of it in some of the little minutiae of what he did do. He did pay Garuba's salary to get him here. He did guarantee Boogie's salary. He did
bought out John Wall.
He bought out John Wall.
I was about to say that.
I mean, he did do some things to actually clear the way for us to have so much cap space now. You know, and I think a lot of the guys that left, they actually was grateful for even coming here because we paid them, you know, quite handsomely than what any other team in the league would have paid them at the time. You know, I think he got money, bro, but he's just not. He's a frugal spender. He's not just gonna spend just to spend. I think if the GM make a good enough pitch to him to where it's like, you know, we can do this and it's foreseeable. He's a businessman. He ain't gonna let nothing get in front of his money, you know. But he got money. He knows. I think he understands. You gotta, you know, spend money to make money. And I think eventually, when it's time to actually make some money, I think he will spend enough to get the money. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I think I'm gonna just give him that because I seen on the smaller scale stuff, he did it, you know. But when it's time to go, I think I'm hoping that he will come out of his pockets and do it. As long as we don't have another pandemic type situation.
Yeah, so I mean, let's go back to when he bought the Rockets too, right? So really, I remember when he bought them, and he was like the owner. He spent like 60% of his money to buy the Rockets. It was like the most out of all the owners of all time. I remember the little setup. You know, it's like, so when I really thought about it, I'm like, hell yeah, you know, it's the hometown guy. You know, but when you're really put in the grand scheme of things, he doesn't have as much money as all the other owners. He's on the lower end of it.
He does. The other owners got oil and tech money and, you know, industrial
Alibaba,
money. Yeah, like
yep.
Brandon made a good point too, because I was gonna say something similar. You know, for Tito, to me, being a hometown guy, it's like he go against the grain in a way, because, you know, you look at most franchises, they start to hire people that, you know, like that kind of alma maters from that core. You know what I mean? Like they hire people that play for the team, or people that, you know, that was there. You know what I mean? But we don't have a Sam Cassell. We don't have a Kenny Smith. We don't have a Mario Elie. You know, all these guys that's kind of in the space, they doing stuff for other teams. And I'm like, you know, why is this dude, if he a real fan, why he not going back and hiring people that play for us, especially during the championship year? Because that would be a selling point. Like, anybody who knows basketball understands how valuable Kenny Smith is to basketball. And you know how his brother coached all these great point guards, and you know what I mean? Like, it's a whole core there. So it's like you overlooking guys that play for our franchise, and you pulling in these other people, but it's like, you know, where is the hometown loyalty, you know?
That's a great point, bro. Space, we got a super chat. I'm gonna let you get that, and we'll swing back around to that point.
Third coach with the $2 super chat. He says, "Earn that one seed somewhere else. I'm a hype already." Third coach, man, you've been showing love. The chat boss tonight is Third Coast. Matter of fact, he might be the chat boss starting out.
Chat boss of the year, 2023.
Straight up, that was the biggest single donation we have gotten, bro. And
yeah, for real. DJ Generation got 48 hours to respond.
Yeah, DJ, you on the clock, DJ. DJ, you on the clock, DJ. But Third Coast, yeah, man. Yeah, make him earn that number one seed somewhere else, bro. That boy hype over there. Now, what we was saying about the
hometown, like I've said that, you know, I've told you that before, bro. About the fact that the Rockets don't have, it's a weird thing, and I don't think it's Tillman. It's probably go back with Les. I don't know if it's a Morey thing or something they've done, but they have really been bad about connecting the generations of Rockets teams. Like, if you go, I watch a lot of League Pass. Every team, they do so much for OKC, damn, like, I'm sorry, OKC is a top of the line organization, top to bottom. I don't know if y'all follow them, but they do it all, man. They actually bring in a lot of the random players, not even the stars. They'll bring in the random players, take them out in the community, have them work together, like do stuff in the community, put them on buses, have them going around doing ops with kids. Then they have a night dedicated to them. They put a lot of these guys around the young players. I know Boston does it. KG and Paul Pierce on their podcast were talking about how they got a tradition in Boston where the old players go back and mentor the young players every generation. So it'd be like Bill Russell come and do it for like Larry Bird and you know, them boys in his class, and Larry and whoever the Rockets ex-coach, they'll come back and do it for another class, and then the KG and them, they'll do it for the next class, and Paul Pierce, and now it's Jason Tatum, KG. All them boys go back and they kind of watch over them, make sure that they keeping the legacy going. And you know, the Lakers, obviously we all know the Lakers, they hire everybody. If you're a former Laker, you're going to be on their staff somewhere. To me, that's part of like what I call, I don't know what's the word for it, but
culture.
It's like culture, exactly.
Yeah.
Establishing a culture, linking the past to the present, and letting people that come into your organization know that they ain't coming into just nothing. Like letting Jalen, this is not your Rockets team, bro. This is a team. This is Houston's team, and here are the great players that have come before. These are the shoes you trying to fill, bro. Don't you think that like drives them to know that, damn, I got Dream looking at me.
Right.
I got Steve Francis, T Mac, Clyde, all these guys, Calvin. They watching me at practice. They getting on me when I'm slacking. They talking to me after the games like, bro, you could have done this a little better. Like, nah, don't do that. Like holding us, helping the coaches out. And Sam Cassell, Kenny Smith. We got players, man. We have so many T-Mac. Bring them in, man.
Mm-hmm.
Bring them in. Let them be at practice just to be around. They ain't even got to be coached. Just let them be at practice. Let them be at the games. Have a night of, we're recognizing this era of the ride. Bring Moochie Norris a coach.
Yeah.
Moochie Norris is a
for
coach.
instance, Jeff Van Gundy, like he
Jeff Van Gundy
on TNT, for instance, like let him come through and just,
have
let him be
Rudy
a consultant.
Have Rudy help out
something.
Silas.
Yeah,
like it's
Let
so
Rudy-
much stuff
yeah,
they could do just by. I
You're
know
right.
that we do it with Dream because he's like the greatest Rocket, so that's a no brainer.
Yeah,
But and what's his name, Elgin, and
Elgin, yeah.
they highlight a lot of the. But that's like 3 generations ago, bro. Like link the gaps, bro. Connect the dots,
Great
and
point.
let these kids know that they ain't just stepping into nothing, bro. Like stuff was here before you got here, bro.
Right.
Jeff
And-
has been hinting. Jeff has been hinting that he
Brown.
wanted to come back and coach.
He was in the running for Silas before we hired Silas.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big advocate of it because you know how he don't like to play young players,
Ain't got no choice.
what's his name? Growly voice. That was our defensive coordinator, New York guy. Tibbs.
Thibodeau.
Yeah.
Thibodeau.
Oh,
Yeah, Tibbs learned from his.
Looks like he fell off.
Did he cut out?
Yeah, he cut out.
yeah, but
He'll
Tibbs,
probably
yeah,
be back.
that's an interesting name. I mean, you could go that role. I mean,
Nah, we don't want to.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't go with Tibbs, but
Tibbs
I'm
will
saying
probably
he did
trade
get his big
Jalen.
break with us. He did get his big break with us. That's
Tibbs will trade Jalen for Patrick.
No, I don't.
Beverly.
I don't want Tibbs.
Did he go back out?
Yeah, he having some audio issues.
Yeah, he having issues.
That's me. I cut out again.
Yeah, you
keep
cutting in and
bro.
out.
Hey, Bumper said the only way Rudy T can help Silas is a ride to the airport.
Yeah. Yeah, Silas.
I was just saying
pretty
that,
sure Silas about to be on his way out here.
no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
So, but really, like, I mean, I love how you tied that all together, Frank. Like, just linking the past and trying to, create that culture, just like piece it all together. Really, I mean, because Tillman is kind of involved in that too. I mean, he's been around the Rockets the whole time. He tried to buy the Rockets when he put up a bid when Les put up a bid too. So, he just didn't have as much money back then, so he didn't get it. He was trying to buy the Rockets when Les bought them. So. Again, people sleep on that. Tad Brown to me was a good link for us, and we got rid of him after the Harden trade, I think, or a little bit before it. He just seen everything crumbling. Morey really, to me, I mean, he hurt us in the end. Like he hurt us more than really helped us. I mean, so for instance, we still got to give up 3 first-round picks for the Westbrook trade. That hurts bad, man. That hurts really bad. So now it puts us in a position where you have to win. Right? I mean, of course, we want to win anyways. We're tired of tanking. We get that. I'm just saying that it puts anybody in a position is you can't just be slacking. Like, we can't – there's no first-round pick, so stop it. You got Brooklyn's, that's it. And Brooklyn might actually be better than we think next year. They have they have more assets than we do now. So they can actually go get a big-name player. I mean, they might try to get Jaylen Brown. We know how their owner is. He's going to go out there and make big moves. There's no doubt about it.
Facts.
I don't like sitting around thinking that let's sit on the rest of these Harden picks and hope the Nets suck. Like I don't understand that. Kind of goes to your point earlier, Frank, where you're like, you got to get rid of these assets, flip them, get something for them, move on, keep going, and keep turning the table. Kind of like how Danny Ainge did with Utah this year. I mean, he just went in there and flipped it all around. Now they got way more assets than we do, So Stone, he's definitely. I hope he can make that big splash, man. I hope he can really bring in the right coach and bring in consultants, some assistant coaches, bring in the right veterans. I mean, let's see what the pick is. Because to be honest, if it's lower,
we got a $5 super chat here. We got a $5 super chat.
Go ahead.
Barry MC says, That's facts. I saw Vernon Maxwell's live on IG. He was like, F the Rockets organization. They treat them like they never did anything. I think see, Vernon, he ask for a trade. Didn't he wanted to leave?
Yeah, he was hot. We actually benched him and didn't play him for.
I mean, during that he was only here for one championship, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't here for the next year. I mean, I get it. I do get it. I like Vernon Maxwell, but yeah, he could have. They can, like Frank said, can be a little bit more, I guess, sociable or with the ex players. But I think Vernon kind of left on a sour note. You know what I'm saying? So I think he should be the last one to say anything, but he's still like not on the top tier of list. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know.
And we didn't even bring up Ellie.
But I mean,
Ellie, he's on the post game sometimes.
Matt Bullock, you know what I mean? Like Vernon was saying, just put me on the wall with the rest of the players. Just put him on the wall with the rest of the players. Like, you got everybody up there. Matt Bullock wasn't there too long. He was there maybe 2 or 3 years. Well, no, I think he was there a little bit longer. But
he was there.
Yeah, but who was more valuable, Vernon or Matt Bullock? You know what I mean? So you can't. I guess that's a different story. But even if you look at saying, if you got a player like Vernon around Jalen Green. I mean, not young Vernon, because young Vernon had you out there shooting dice and smoking weed. But nowadays, Vernon, I got funny Vernon stories from when I was at TSU, but we'll talk about that later. But now Vernon, you know what I mean, is a kind of level-headed guy, for as much as he can be, and he can inspire those guys. But even back then, back in those days, we had Jack Siffman in the organization. We had. To Rudy T, Calvin Murphy. Back then, we was bringing guys in, and then when they left out, we had Clyde Drexler as a commentator, who was a horrible commentator.
He was horrible, bro. He was horrible.
He acted like he didn't know basketball at all half the time, but now you look around, you see Robert Horry, who's a great TV personality. Mario is a great TV personality who I actually think would be a good coach. When you hear him talk about, the way he think the game should be played and, how effective different strategies are. Robert Horry, Mario Ellie is a great basketball mind. Like I said,
kind of form or fashion.
Something.
Something, bro. Here's one that to me is this is a no-brainer. What about the ex-Comets players, bro? Tap into that. Like, I know who is it? Is it Cynthia Cooper that's a GM or executive?
It's
or is it
I think it was Tina
Thompson.
Thompson, I think. She worked with somebody, bro.
She's an executive over one of these
teams. On the girl, it seemed like, from what I took out of it. So bring her on. Let her get in.
We have a wealth of bro. They won 4. Bring like these people of basketball minds, bro. We have freaking Steven Silas, bro. Like these random assistant coaches that I'm like, who's this dude? He looked like he's 26.
Right.
And he over here that's our development coach.
Who's little Huggins? Huggins, I don't think with the big eyes. What he do?
He sound like he confused.
What he do? Like,
I'm sure he a good guy. I don't know, dude.
But I don't know him either, but
we trying to win championships. Like, come on, bro. You could fill that out with ex players or people that are. Yeah. I don't know. I just look at other rosters and I look at their coaching staffs and there's 3 or 4 head coaches on there. Like, oh, that dude, he could be a head coach. He could be a head coach. He could be a head coach. Low key, even with Ime, Will Weaver was on that roster with them. Like, people just dismiss him. Like, the dude's a hell of a coach. Like, we can't really not credit him as far as their offense because I think that was his side of the ball. And what they did in Boston and. Now he's over at Utah.
Yeah, Weaver's,
you know what I mean?
Weaver's. I know who you're talking about. That was
So it's talent all over the NBA, bro.
Is any of our guys gonna be?
He's a top executive in the NBA.
One of my favorite players.
Tap in.
Yeah, let me get to some of these comments real quick. Najee says we need a Rockets revival already. Bumper said Maxwell walked out. Yeah, he didn't leave on the best of terms. But I don't have no problems with him feel slighted. But I think he got to observe the situation a little bit closely. Big R, 1984. What's up, Big R? He says,
Big R.
Space, how are y'all still awake? It's we running on adrenaline right now, bro.
Yeah, on the cool.
We running on adrenaline, bro. Like trying to hang in there. Let's see who that got all that background now.
Hey, who's Vernon? I mean, who's the one who always talk about Utah? Really dumps on Utah.
That's Vernon Maxwell.
That is
Vernon
Vernon on Twitter. Yeah, so
that's Vernon.
He rep. I thought it was somebody else for some reason.
Nah, he rep the city, bro. He in Houston a lot.
That's what I'm saying.
I think
Nah,
he
rep.
still living.
Yeah,
Does he live in Houston?
I believe so.
Or in New York? He back in New York. I know he's from
Vernon
New York.
I think he lives
still
in
in
Houston. Yeah, I think he lives
Why
in Houston.
everybody stay in Houston?
Everybody.
They could be here for two
T-Mac
minutes.
still in Houston.
No,
They'll get a house.
No state tax, bro. No state tax.
Yep,
I mean, they got that in other city, other places, bro. But I swear, everybody like they come here for
still stays in Houston.
one week, and they gonna buy a house. And
I mean,
be out here
Shaq still
30.
live out here, bro.
Yeah,
And he ain't never even played for
He
Houston.
ain't ever played here, bro.
But
It's
he-
property. You right. People like buying property out here. It's cheap.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a cheap place to live, especially if you're a multi-millionaire. I mean, and it's low key slow, man. You ain't got to worry about too much. It's you know what I mean? Like, it's other places where it's just drugs
A lot.
everywhere, and you know what I mean. Just not some of the best places you want to live. And Houston low key slow. Everybody pretty much polite. You ain't got to deal with the rudeness of like New York and Philly and them dudes up there, man. They don't have no respect. Like the Southern hospitality thing is real around here,
True,
man.
yeah.
It really is.
You know how you passing through, you kind of just stick up your fingers and wave at somebody while you're driving on your steering wheel.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody
that's a
doing
real
that up
Southern.
north. I've been up north. I've been in New
Yeah,
York.
they don't, bro.
They don't. They just don't do that.
That's
type of
facts.
stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even
That's
know
facts.
Frank. I'm just passing by. I just nod at him.
Yeah, I
They
just
don't
did
do
that. You do that, somebody they might shoot at you, bro. Like
Yeah.
Straight up. Straight up.
Plus their cities are built really close. You know, proximity. Like they're
Right.
like Houston is like the land wise. Houston is 10 times bigger than New York.
Yeah, it's a lot
Square
of mass.
house wise. Like we are.
I
spread
think-
out. And that's
I
just
think
not
it's-
Houston, all down south.
It's a good city because whatever you want, you can get. You want to live the metropolitan
No doubt.
life in the city, you can
Right.
get that. You want to be in the suburbs. You want to be out in the
highlight.
country. You want to be out with the midtown with the bars.
little
Like you can
nightlife.
live wherever you want. You want to be in the hood. Whatever you like, bro. You can get it in
Yep,
the city.
we got it. We got it.
Fact.
We just gotta step up and like honestly we should be like me and Space were talking about how this is the first time the Rockets got a piece of the shared revenue. Normally we're giving revenue out in a long time. We actually got money back even though it was only $900,000. We're up there with Golden State as far as like
you're right.
distributing our profits to the rest of the league. That's significant, man, because you start doing that, you going the wrong way.
Yeah,
You're going the
Yeah.
wrong way as a
backwards,
franchise, man. You hustling
You're going
backwards. So I hope that shocked Tillman, and I hope it puts
I
something
didn't
in
know
him to
that.
be like,
That's a good one.
we losing profits. And that's a clear sign that
Yeah.
obviously makes sense. Toyota Center is dead half the time. People aren't attending the games. We don't have the playoff revenues, the TV deals, being on ESPN X amount of times. The jersey sales are probably down. So all of that is an impact. So I know there's incentive for them to win because even though the NBA is like, no matter what, everybody makes the same amount of money. That's how it is. But the evaluation of each franchise does fluctuate based on how good you are. Like you come in buy the Rockets for like, let's say $5 billion, you could tank that value down to like 3.5 just off of being bad at your job. Or
Yeah.
you could do what the Golden State people did, buy it for $5 billion and it's worth like 15 now
Yeah.
because you didn't put so much. That's why when they like, oh, Golden State got to pay $80 million in tax, bro. They don't care, bro. They making money hand over like it's coming
You know,
in. Like
people buying Golden State hats.
Those 4 championships came in handy too.
Man. yeah, but I'm saying that's winning, bro.
And then
You gotta win.
they get transplant fans from everywhere, bro.
From the Philippines, China, like
Yep.
you getting worldwide money. Like so,
Yeah.
I know Tillman he gotta be. I know he gotta be. Looking
That's why really
Yeah.
Wemby
Well,
would
Cal's
do
looking into
do
it.
so
Look, we
much
got
for us,
D'Amico
bro.
now.
If we get Wemby, bro, he will instantly will
Yeah, that's
$1
gonna
billion in the
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
plus
Yeah.
plus, bro, for real.
Similar to Yao Ming, right?
Yeah. Safi says Perk lives near me. I ran into him at the gas station at Kroger's a few times. Yeah, Big Perk out here. Chini, she live out here somewhere, I know. Yeah, man, it's just a good place to live in H-Town.
Jeff Van Gundy.
Yeah, Van Gundy.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think what's the name
Big
still
Perk
lives
from
out
Ozark.
here, bro.
Who's that?
The ex-Texans coach from last year, Cully.
Gary
Cully
Kubiak?
still lives out here. Cully.
Oh, Coley still lives out here. Well, Gary Kubiak does. He's from Houston. He still lives in
Yeah,
Houston.
I mean, he grew up in Houston, damn
Yeah,
near
of course. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're talking about other names. But yeah, I mean, we get your point. Everybody just stays.
Yeah, it's just a
Once
good
they're
place
here,
to
they
live,
just stay,
man.
you know.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think that's about a good time, man. We can wrap this
Yeah,
thing up, bro.
Appreciate
Yeah,
y'all.
man. We appreciate everybody. The chat boss tonight, Third Coast Alliance, bro. You are the realest right now. Appreciate you for giving that massive $100 super chat.
Crazy.
Barry MC, appreciate you for super chatting. James Pierce, appreciate you for super chatting as well, man. Y'all are the realest. CSGs, we all we got, man. We gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Appreciate Brandon for coming up. Appreciate EF
Yes, sir.
Hutton.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all.
You know, as always, appreciate my boy Frank. He always coming through, dropping the gems. If you haven't checked out that newest pod by him and James Piercy, not James Pierce that's in the chat, but James Piercy.
It was live.
Go ahead and check that thing out, man. They dropping number of knowledge up in that thing, man. CSGs, we all we got, man. Y'all the real ones. Appreciate my panel for coming out, man. We gonna get up out of here. You know how we do it. To my boy Rich Homie Quan, he gonna go ahead and ride out here because we give you nothing but the truth over here at the Chop Shop, baby. Let's get it. Let's get it. Appreciate everybody. Let's go. Peace. Hold on. Let's bring our Rich Homie Quan in there, man. Let's get it. Houston Rockets, let's go. Chop Shop fans, y'all the real ones. What's happening? Appreciate everybody for joining us. Gary Bankston, let's go. Throw them H's up, baby. Throw them H's up. Third Coast, what's happening? Let's go. Jared, what's good? What's good? Sigel Mig, Safi, Chetman, KDC, Barry MC, Bumper, Arshawn March. Who else we got? Rockets News, Scott Martin, Scoot Channel, Jehovah Sins, James Pierce, Swaggy D, Usagami, Clone 33, Claude 1234, Zachary Sand. Y'all the real ones, man. Y'all make this thing all the best. Omni Reality, Darkside DJ Catastrophe. Let's go. Noro Coro. We riding out of here today. Let's go. Yeah. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Y'all the realest. Holla at your boy. Shark Shot. I'm out.